dear guests, kjære nordiske venner, hjertelig velkommen til Iceland. I'm so happy that we are hosting this conference today, so I wish to welcome you all on behalf of the Environment Agency. Like Hafdís said, water is so important and water is everywhere. Water is a key element in the shaping of land and our environment. Water is involved in all daily life, from the coffee cup we drink in the morning to the very special Icelandic custom of outdoor swimming pools. I was just in one this morning. We use water in households, industrial activities in production, agriculture, fish processing, electricity production, and so on. We use rivers, lakes, and coastline for outdoor recreation and tourism. Last but not least, we should enjoy the luxury and appreciate it to have excellent drinking water. And yes, water is everywhere. I have so many memories from when I was young, riding in the highlands in the rain, like today. I'm going to share one memory with you. I was riding in my yellow raincoat in a narrow road, holding 3 horses in a leash, watching the river down below. And I thought, what if one of them stumbles and falls? We will all go down. But we were lucky. Maybe taking care of good water status is pretty much the same. We must hold on to the leash. We must take care of the yellow signs, not to mention the red flags, and act on it. We had waited for this moment in April 22 this year, when our ministers signed the first river basin management plan, and now it's into force. We are very happy. This step is very important, as it is the first steps of many to build a management system to ensure the protection and sustainable utilization of all water resources in a greater perspective. There is much to be gained by maintaining a good water status, because we know it can be extremely costly and difficult to improve the situation when it has become bad. Behind this first plan is an extensive mapping and analysis of the current status that has been done in cooperation with many stakeholders, national agencies, and administrative bodies. Water is our common good, and all decisions related to water has to be done in the best available data and information. Many steps remain, though, to be taken, and there are many challenges ahead. I was going to show you this one. One water body has been identified in bad chemical status. Several water bodies are still being analyzed in order to know their status. So the uncertainty is surely great. The pressure can be of all sorts, but the most common pressures are the ones shown in this picture. 76% of inhabitants in Iceland have some kind of wastewater treatment. When it comes to wastewater treatment, we can still achieve better results. More and more focus is also on emergent pollutants, such as microplastics and pharmaceuticals. This remains a challenge. Pressures from hydropower productions, dams and rivers, road construction, and so on are also of concern. These pressures are still being worked on in our second river basin management plan cycle. There are long words in this management, isn't there? But we can do it together. Cooperation and knowledge sharing between our Nordic countries is valuable. It's so precious and also to meet. As in many cases, we deal with the same challenges when it comes to, for example, hydropower production. The purpose of the program of measures is to ensure that all water bodies in Iceland achieve their environmental objectives. Our program of measures involves 57 actions that are necessary in order to analyze the current situation, resolve uncertainty, like I told you before, streamline administrative procedures, and of course educate in order to raise public awareness. The overall biggest and most expensive measures are the ones that have to do with wastewater treatment. Overall cost, when it comes to those measures, is estimated 28 to 40,000 million Icelandic kroners for the next 10 years. This is divided between the state and local communities that need to implement those measures. We have also learned that wastewater measures can be climate measures, so it's all connected. And it's also connected in that sense that we have to work together on water issues and climate issues. We can't do it otherwise. Am I right? I was careful enough that day I told you about, in the rain, and maybe lucky enough. We all got home safely. In the same spirit, I believe, we can all agree that monitoring programs are of vital importance. We must follow through. As administrative bodies, it is often our role to remove the uncertainty. Here it is important that everyone plays their part, the authorities, the industry, and we all. The pressure that is being put on the resource has to be monitored, and only with that data we can manage the pressure, take appropriate steps, and make right decisions. Like I mentioned, it's the cooperation, and thank you for visiting us today and attending this conference. I am very glad and hope for a fruitful day. Thank you.